much. And joining me now is Megyn Kelly, journalist and host of the Megyn Kelly Show on Sirius XM and veteran presidential debate moderator. I'm thrilled to be working with you on this debate.
Likewise.
We were texting madly last night as we were watching last night's debate. Vivek Ramaswamy had promised that he would be unhinged going into the debate, and he wasted no time unleashing that part of him, did he?
Check. Mission accomplished.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think, look, he was looking for some viral moments and he got them, but at what cost? I'll be really interested to see in the days to come how his polls are with women, because a lot of those Republican women who are in the suburbs who were turned off by Trump, but have been slowly migrating back to Trump because they're not Biden fans, they're not true Biden fans. I don't know that they're going to respond to Vivek. He doesn't have the Trump personality and the Trump flair as a star, as a celebrity to kind of pull it off. Vivek is kind of a wannabe Trump, and there's only one Trump. So I think he took some real risks going after Nikki Haley's daughter, making the 3-inch heels comment, not just about Nikki, but he made it about DeSantis, trying to mock him for his boots, which allegedly have heels inside as well as out, and a couple of other moments that just felt a little low. And I'll be surprised if American women on the GOP side respond well to it.
Yeah, I was surprised at the personal nature of it, because it wasn't just a dig and mentioning Nikki Haley's daughter, but it was also impugning her mothering skills.
Yep. And on top of that, when he began going after Kristen Welker, which I get it, it's fine, and Republicans hate the media. I mean, hate the media with the passion of 1,000 suns. But he ended it, and he would have been fine if he'd been kind of sparring with her, but he ended it by saying, answer the question now.
Yeah.
And it was just a little like, whoa, wait, what did Kristen Welker do? And if you hadn't been following media bias and Russiagate and what NBC had actually done, it just might have put you off a little.
Yeah, and that also followed the attack on Ronna McDaniel, chairman of the RNC, another woman. There was lots of tough talk from both Governor DeSantis and Vivek Ramaswamy on the border. One, DeSantis said he would shoot stone cold dead anyone caught crossing illegally. Vivek Ramaswamy said he would, quote, smoke them. But still 3 debates in, even with all this tough talk, there's very little detail on something they all agree they would do that's important to almost all Americans, which is seal the southern border.
Yeah, like, you're going to smoke them how? How exactly? I laughed, Elizabeth, because it's funny to hear these guys. Forgive me. I went to Syracuse. I went to Albany Law School, upstate New York. All right, we're sensible people. These guys went to Harvard and Yale, and now they want us to believe they're John Wayne. I'm going to smoke them down at the border. They better watch out for them. They're going to be stone cold dead. It was like, really? Are they? Okay, so it's fine. Tough talk is part of especially running for president as a Republican. But you're right, very light on detail. Like, if you just start shooting people crossing the border illegally, we're going to have a serious problem. If you send troops into Mexico, we're probably going to start a war. You know, so they get away with it, and they haven't really had to explain it, but people applaud because they're sick of the open border.
Well, I know that's something you and I have discussed. We really hope to press them on, or the details of this, because I do, you know, most Americans agree we have a crisis going on down at the border, and they all are talking about sealing the border, but we have nearly $2 billion worth of trade that crosses that border every day. Mexico's our second largest trading partner. Sealing that border is not something simple or easily done. They did all agree, all of the candidates, that after the losses in the elections on Tuesday of this week, that the GOP needs to talk differently about abortion if they have any chance, any hope of taking back the White House in a general election.
Yes, we'll see whether they do. You know, Nikki Haley had seemed out on a limb a bit on abortion at the first and second debate, because she was saying, she had that spicy exchange with Vice President Pence when he was still in it, saying, you don't have 60 votes. You know, you can stop a vote on abortion unless you have 60 votes. And she said there's only 45 pro-life votes in the Senate, and we're just not going to have 60 people for a national law governing abortion, a ban of any kind. And that seemed a little, there were a lot of pro-lifers in the Republican Party who recoiled at that, saying, what is she saying? You know, this is a pro-life party. That's not an okay place to land. Now, after yet another reminder that that's not where the electorate is.
Thanks so much for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.